And with that, we are onto Victory Road now. Victory Road is slow to work through because we have to like clock in all the badges and stuff, so I will, by and large, have the speedrun for it as we rapidash our way through all of it. Right, and the final thing we want to do before going in is it's time to fire up some max repels. Fortunately, you may have noticed this game doesn't have any like wild encounters that really appear from just moving around in long grass and stuff. Everything is like loose on the field style encounters. Where the hell is? Oh, is it just here loose? There we go. Which is really nice for just meaning you're not like constantly like running from wild encounters. There's a lot of things that do make this super accessible as a speedrun. The fact is I can just do a bit of research and sit here with notes and do it without much learning or practicing. Hence why I'm pretty happy to record my first attempt at it fully like this, which obviously I wouldn't if I was necessarily just like still having to do a lot of learning before even necessarily having the skill to even attempt a full run, let alone actually doing one. Right, there's going to be a lot of like strengthening and stuff in here, but obviously the map for Victory Road is the same as it used to be. I believe this person here is unavoidable, so let's fight her. Oh, I should have had help up. Shit. Well, can I still call for help in a fight? I think I can. If not, it's going to get interesting. Yep, we can just summon mid-fight. Brilliant. A support trainer came running. Because we really need some X stuff here. Apparently, we are doing a balls-to-the-wall tactic here, so we're going to use Hydro Pump on this with an X special attack. There is a backup for if this doesn't work. Don't worry. No, we hit. That's fine. Cool. And the advantage of having the support trainer up is in ones that are more easy to queue, you can still do healing as well as attacking at the same time, which is handy for speed purposes. Because here, the Psychic will kill it. But if you needed to, you could also do a bit of healing here. There's none, so I'm just going to stomp. Why not? It's not going to matter because the Venusaur's dead anyway. Right, we'll get rid of the help after this and continue onwards. Right, let's see if we can dodge our way past this spinner as well. So he goes down, middle, up. Oh, there we go. That's our window. Right, now we've got to do some slight messing around with stone blocks here to use strong push. Oh. Yeah, annoyingly you can't just keep shoving him, you have to go to every side and press A on it repeatedly, which is a little irritating, but there we go. I'm guessing this guy is also unavoidable. Nah, his psychic shite against me. Yes, that's the advantage at least of, like, that. I was wondering, I was literally just looking at the route for this trainer and seeing why it basically says X special attack followed by 2 scolds, but doesn't require you to use help for this. It's like, oh, because actually he'll do so little damage to you that it's not even worth the slowness of having your second thing out, because that does make a difference to speed. It's safer having the second land, but is also slower. And the Slowbro can just be thunderbolted. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Level 52 on the Starmie. Let's knock down what they are. 6 and 7. Now this guy's a spinner, isn't he yet? Oh, there's a real little lag on that charge. It can be a little tricksy to sneak past stuff because the Rapidash just moves so fast and unpredictably. Well, I guess it's predictable when you're used to it. The problem is I'm not. That's where we need to go, but we need to get a thing around a little bit, so let's head up here. And now we need to go all the way around the top of the Moltres room. Fun fact, Officer Jenny is here, who just gives you a free bit of healing, which is real nice. But for this, we need to push this in a really annoying way. So we need to go around here. And yeah, we need to get it round the top here. This is annoyingly difficult to get stuck, annoyingly easy to get stuck here. Let's push that there. Oh. Oh, no. Don't push it sideways there. We're going to push it down. There we go. Oh. Brilliant. Now that opens our way along there. And now there's a way to kind of jeb past a trainer. And this is in the notes as like, you can jeb this. Yep, repellent's effective off, let's use another. It basically says, yeah, you can jeb this, but it's not easy and has a route for if you aren't able to jeb. You basically do this. Okay, go, up. Nope, didn't get that. I need to be off Rapidash in order for that to work. Cool, right, what's the option then? Oh, you've got a Dragon Air, very nice. I did not mean to summon you, but there we go. Shit. Oh well. Oh, that didn't work out, so I accidentally summoned the help, but there we go. We now want to go around here, and then there's two trainers here kind of back to back, and we have to fight the top one, so let's do that. Now, fun fact, this is the only part on the run where you can see something really weird happen. It's unlikely to happen, but it is there as a backup strategy for in case it does. So, I am going to use next special attack on myself. We'll see what this Jinx does. Psychic. Probably not going to see the weird thing. And then we want to use a Hydro Pump on it. And it's dead, we're not going to see it. That Jinx has Ice Punch, which can freeze you. If you're frozen, use Scald and it immediately unfreezes you. That's the only point in the run where that actually becomes relevant, but it's quite funny if it does happen. But it didn't there. Right, let's Thunderbolt this Skullbat. And then we'll Scald this Arcanine. Happy days, we're good. Right, now we just need to briefly heal up to full. And do what we're up here to do, which is shove this thing along into that slot. And then we follow it down. And now we just need to collect it all the way over to the side here, which takes forever. I say every single time. It'll be fun, they said. I like how we, aspirationally try to get back onto Rapidash for about 4 feet each time. Now, this Pokemaniac here is our last fight of Victory Road. Last fight before the Elite Four, which is exciting. Ugh, what a disturbing Pokemon. It's not, outright fucked up or was weird as some of the later stuff, but it's just a bit unpleasant. It just kind of gives you the heeb a little bit. Anyway, we just need to kill him with a single Psychic. Oofed, that hurt. Why has he got a Grass Missile? I suppose he Power Whips with his bloody tongue, doesn't he? An Onix can be scalded to death nice and easy. Like anything that's rock ground type, it's extremely weak to scald, which is going to become important during Bruno. And then finally a Blastoise. At least in this world there are, wild Squirtles and stuff like that. It's not this kind of where are these people getting their starter Pokemon usual thing. Cool, that's fine. That thing actually has Aqua Jet, which is like the water type quick attack, but didn't become relevant. We weren't in the health range to need it, which is why we healed up before that fight to avoid being in that range. Anyway, with that done, we are now ready to basically exit. We just go down here, pick up a full restore here, which is pretty nice. And now we can, I believe, head out. And amazing, here we are at Indigo Plateau. 5 fights stand between us and the end of the game. Fortunately, these are extremely well-routed out fights by this point. I've got everything in the right position, I've got all the items, so one of the nice things about this as a speedrun as well is pretty much all of the... There's a high skill ceiling when it comes to, menuing and stuff like that. They're basically the two things that matter for getting better at this game are getting better at menuing and getting better at pathing through the game. So, dodging trainers, knowing exactly where to go in certain, dungeons and, that kind of thing. Sorry, the cat's had a shit underneath me and is scraping it away now. There is a litter box down there, but there we go. Yeah, so it's kind of knowing that pathing and knowing the menuing. When you've got, and then you've got the randomness of whatever the Pokemon route is, but obviously being able to adjust that on the fly is also a skill in this game. And then finally, the actual combat stuff, obviously, yes, you can memorize it, and I'm reading on a list, which can be a little bit slower. But yeah, it's not like there's much randomness in how the actual fights go, which is pretty cool. Right, on with Lorelei. Obviously, there are also faster ways to do certain fights. I am very much taking safe routes. The faster ones do have a little more randomness in, and do have... You have to have backups for in case they do go wrong and that kind of thing. But, obviously, those are not beginner routes. The beginner route, which I'm following here, is completely... Oh, crit shit. Is completely predictable, and will basically always work. Hence... This looks a little alarming, the fact that I'm just sitting here using X special attacks while this Dugong hits me. That crit is unfortunate, but just means we'll have to spend a bit of time doing some healing. We actually want to use 3 X special attacks, which is excessive, it feels, but then means everything else in this fight will now die to a single Thunderbolt. And I'm faster than everything else, I believe. The only thing that's the problem is, weirdly, the Jinx is a fast little bastard, but I am significantly faster. So that's not going to be an issue. Agatha's the only potentially slightly scary Elite Four, but that's just because she has a very complex route through her. where depending on who does various complicated things, you determine, you alter then what you do. Whether that, you know, there's that's just a flowchart to it, really. We're at a good pace, though, for a starting one. As I said, we're 2 hours below fucking world record. There was never going to be on world record. We look like we'll get under 5 hours, which is nice. Scold that Jinx. Once again, if you're faster than you, that Jinx can freeze you, and that's another one where the scolding can come out. Jinx freezing is like the only is an interesting thing that can happen in this, and if it does, you got to be prepared for scold. Obviously, one of the nice things that makes Let's Go speedrunnable very readily as well is the fact that you don't have abilities. So it's not like, you know, poison points could fire up or anything like that. Are they both getting +2? Yes, they are. 138, that is, and speed is 141. Ooh, nice. So a little bonus to my speed there. Yeah, like it's not like it's not like you can touch them and then it's like, oh, you've been burned, random chance or anything like that. A lot of the randomness in this run has been taken out by the kind of easier nature of this game, which makes it a super accessible one. Hence why I was like, you know what, I can spin a series out of that. I might enjoy it and get good at it, who knows? Right, I am going to heal quickly before going on to Bruno, just to make everything safe. I'd probably be fine, but let's not find out. It says heal if low. Was that low? I don't know. Let's find out. Right, let's take on Bruno. He's nice and easy because most of his stuff is either... all of his stuff is either fighting, or the one that isn't is an Onyx, which is, as we've shown before, super duper weak to Scold. So this is going to be an extremely easy one of fire up an X special attack, and then just Scold and Psychic my way through everything. So I'll actually put the speeder on for this. Agatha is the interesting one. Oh, shit. I fucked up then. I used Scold on the Hitmonchan instead of Psychic. Oh, I think I'm fucked. Yeah, I'm dead. Cool. That's entirely on me, I just wasn't paying attention. Well, let's get to that point again. That's going to cost me a couple of minutes. You know what? We might be able to get away with this. Except I believe I don't have any max revives. Let's see what happens here. Let's reroute a little bit. What the? He's withdrawing. Oh, God. He's going to send that Poliwrath against this guy. Yep. There we go. Well, that buys me more time to do what I'm planning on doing, so... Now I've healed and come back, the X special attack has worn off. So I am going to have to reapply it. But hopefully, yep, shouldn't die to the Poliwrath, that's fine. Right. We're back on track now. Don't worry. Return to your regularly scheduled programming after a weird bit of boobery. And obviously, yes, that's definitely a thing of like when stuff like that happens, either because you fuck up or because there's some randomness, a skill in this game is getting good at rerouting that on the fly. Which, of course, I managed to do there, kind of through as much dumb luck as anything else, but obviously you learn how that works as well. It's also really interesting, even though the Leap Force can swap out and stuff like that, none of them have full restores or hyper potions or anything like that. They do not use items at all. Again, just something presumably to make them easier. These games I really enjoyed these games when they came out for being really accessible. Like, I could just sit down and casually play it, and I ran a completely fucking weird team on this when I played it. It had, like, Hitmonlees and Arbok and all sorts of shit I wouldn't normally use, because it's just a much more casual one. Which I really enjoyed. Obviously, some people thought it was shit, but there are people who always think stuff that makes things easy and accessible makes them inherently bad, which is not true. This is not the Pokemon game for everyone that's nice and challenging. It's one that's just fun. Right, do I need to heal at all here? Now this is interesting as well. This is the only point in the game where the guide I'm following recommends doing a safety save. It is extremely unlikely to be necessary, but there is some slight randomness in what Agatha does, which could fuck you up. So I am actually going to save here quickly after having fully healed. There we go. And let's roll. We are not going to start with help summoned, but we have to be prepared to do it. That old Duff was once tough and handsome. Old Duff is a brilliant thing. I love her little Gengar staff as well. And also she's clearly just like Professor Oak in a wig and a dress. It really looks like a model, but we'll pretend not to see it. Right. A lot of stuff depends on exactly what this Arbok does. There's 3 different routes through it, depending on exactly what it determines to do. So, we're going to start by dropping, of course, an X special attack, and we'll see what Arbok's going to do. Glare. Paralyzed. Okay. Starting Capital learned some energy breakthrough. The power of love. When you've used a Pokemon enough and it becomes friendly to you, then it will occasionally, as I've talked about earlier, just break out of paralysis or out of sleep or poison or any effect like that. And that was one of the options on that. If Glare turn 1 and Power of Love heals paralysis, use Psychic. Brilliant. Right, now she'll send out her Weezing. Once again, there are 3 different ways this Weezing should go, depending on what route we took up ahead. So here, because we're in a decent way, we just want to use an X Speed against this Weezing. We're not paralyzed, that's fine. It'll Thunderbolt me. Will that paralyze me? Nope, we're fine. That's where the paralysis can come in, turns out. And we'll hit it with a second Psychic. Right. We're pretty good now, I think. Now, did I use 1 extra Psychic on Bruno in the end or not? No, I didn't. I believe everything went smoothly from there, because we are getting a little low on Psychic power points here. 1 for Gengar, 1 for Arbok, 1 for the other Gengar. Cool, yep, we're fine. Because then you have stuff like, if the Arbok used Crunch on you and then Crunch lowered your defense, you might have a bad time against this Golbat here. If your hit points are low, like there's a lot of complex stuff here, which fortunately we dodged because we got the Glare, then Power of Love, which is the best thing that can happen on Agatha's Arbok, and puts us through the simplest version of the flowchart, which is basically just use Next Speed on the Weezing and then hit everything hard with Psychic, and we've got enough Psychics left. It would have been a bit close. This is my final but 1 Psychic, which would have been problematic had I had to get a bit more creative in Bruno, but I didn't. We're fine. Cool. There's also an option for calling for help in this one if things go particularly south, but that wasn't necessary. Right. We're good. On we go. I see what the old Duff sees in you. Right, now we want to heal up a fair bit here. I want to heal my Starmie to full. And we should still have a Max Elixir. Yes, just the one. Which heals all power points up to full, which is good. I'm going to do another safety save here. I'm going to do safety saves just before these final few ones, just to be sure. Lance time. Oh, he's just sat there with his Dragonite. That's quite cool. Right, let's fire him up. Now, this one's a bit weird because we want to open up with an X Speed. That was one of the better things it could have done. Then at this point we call for help. Because of the item routing in this, we actually want to do the first turn without call for help, but it ends up being slightly faster. And now we are going to... Basically, everything is about getting my stats as high as absolutely possible by the time we get his Dragonite out, because his Dragonite is obviously terrifying. So I'm going to use the X special attack here. Then we should be able to kill this Seadrim one. Brilliant. Now everything else is just about hit it hard with Starmie whilst buffing with Rapidash. The purchasing we did in the various shops allows me a little bit of flexibility depending on if different things happen with like defense and stuff like that, because basically here Hyper Beams can fuck you up, but we should be fine. Here we want to Scald the Aerodactyl whilst we... Oh, no, definitely don't want to stomp it. Whilst we X special attack, you can see how this is going. And then the Gyarados, we are of course going to use Thunderbolt. What else? Whilst, you guessed it, using an X special attack on Starmie. It is absurd how much power we need in order to take out this Gyarados. Not this Gyarados, this Dragonite. But we need to make sure we can. Now, bafflingly, the best move on this Charizard is apparently to hit it with Psychic rather than to hit it with Scald or anything like that. I guess Psychic is a more powerful move than Scald. And then we're actually just going to heal our Starmie using Rapidash, so we're all ready to roll. And then out comes the Dragonite. I think everything's gone fine. We didn't get fucked up by the Seadra. We're all well and good. We've had 3 X special attacks used by the time we get to the Dragonite, which is all we need in order to hit it hard with a Psychic, and then, God forbid, if something should go badly wrong, we can stomp it with Rapidash, but we should be safe. We're safe. Cool. Lance is down. 1 more to go. Let's get ready to do the champion. I like the fake out that it makes it look like you're going to be fighting Professor Oak here. Hello. I'm going to fuck you up, Doctor. Yeah. Well, Jeb's the champion. There we go. Right, do we need to do any healing? I don't believe we do. We're actually looking pretty spicy. Yep. What do I want to do? I want to do something weird here. One of the first Pokemon we ever caught. This Beedrill is going to be the hero we need in this final one. So let's sub him out. And then we will save here. Safety save again, you know, can't help. And we want to head, with our help, into the final fight. This is a great bit of music, this champion fight as well. So why am I doing the thing with the bug? I only want the kind of support trainer to be around for a single turn. Other than that, we want that to actually go full beans through this. So I want something that's going to die immediately. Hopefully the Pidgeot will target the Beedrill and kill it instead of me. Its predatory drives will go in, because I need to do quite a lot of buffing here. So with my turn, I'm going to use the X Speed on Starmie. And then with Beedrill's turn, we're going to have Beedrill use X Special Attack on Starmie. And then he's going to Mega Evolve. And he's going to absolutely ruin the day of the Beedrill, if everything goes right. Yep, he took the bait. Operation B switch is successful. So, this buys us a bit of time, which is exactly what we need. Because we actually need more special attack. We need special attack and speed. So we'll get another hit of special attack. Should be fine for the rest of it. Let's see what this Pidgeot does. Oh, yeah, we're fine. Right, and then with that, if that critted, we might be in a bit of an interesting area, but we're not. Thunderbolt should now kill this guy. Yeah. And now we're pretty much solid. As long as I actually read the notes properly and do stuff. Ooh, 4:55. We're actually going to be real close to whether we get a sub 5 hour run, which would be nice. Let's see what we can do. Right, we'll Psychic the Vileplume. Everything should die in basically one hit now, so we should be fine. We've got 5 minutes to wrap this up. Time is when it displays the end of the Hall of Fame and cuts to black before the credits roll. Raichu, we use Psychogon as well. That is when final time will be, and if that can be under 5 minutes, 5 hours, that would be amazing. I'll be honest, this is a long recording session for me, and because I've been speedrunning the whole time, I am both hungry and need the toilet and thirsty. I said both when I realised, actually, you know what, I was going to be listing 3 things. So, yeah. I don't know whether I'd necessarily continue with speedrunning just because it's 5 hours is a long time to set aside. If you're good at this and can do it in 3, that's very different. But this has been very... I suppose you're not always going to be commentating it like as aggressively as I am here. Scald the Marowak. And then the final thing he's going to send out is a Slowbro. Ooh, 54. Look at this. If you Jeb X moves enough, you can do basically the entire, almost every gym and leap forward in the game with a single Starmie. Would have not bet money that was an option. But there we go. Let's hit this guy with the final Thunderbolt and then see if we can wrap everything up in the next 3 minutes 30. There's a bit of that, oh, the real reason is because the doctor treats his Pokemon with love and respect. Which isn't in this anymore because your rival isn't a dick. Because in the first one, the whole thing was he was like, but I'm stronger, why did I lose? And it's like, you're stronger because you're not, because, like, the doctor ended up stronger because he's a dick. Or does he still say something like this? Let's find out. Yeah, he's still very positive to his. He said something may have cost you the battle, but I wasn't actually reading what it was. Maybe his bond's just not as strong with his Pokemon, you know? I kind of like how they also split him off into him and Blue a little bit more. I guess because you're still technically going through text here, that's why they can't actually... To make it more consistent, you know, that every part of gameplay is finished, they can't give you time until... Look at the Hall of Fame. Fucking Beedrill makes it into the Hall of Fame. Absurd. Hey, Starmie, the real hero of the piece. Featuring Support B, for some reason. Not the Rapidash that literally carried me through the entire thing. There we go. And with that fade to black, that is it. That is time at something like 4:57:40 or something like that. That's been a lot of fun. That was something really novel. I have to praise once again Etchy's guide to speedrunning this, the video he did at GDQ Hotfix a couple of years ago, as well as his Google Doc have been incredibly helpful in even making this possible. Like, yes, it's taken me, 2 hours slower than world record pace, but it wouldn't have been even an option without that. And the fact that you can just sit down over an afternoon and just do a complete 5-hour speedrun from one person's notes is really good. If this is something anyone is interested in, I will also put those various links in the description so that people can see that and join in if there's something wrong. Because I saw this at GDQ last year and the year before and thought, oh, that'd actually be a really fun series to do. And it has been a fun series to do. It laid it down a little bit. The full run will be available online as well. Future Doctor, check the leaderboards for me now, please. And so with that, I'm going to wrap up and go and eat, drink, and go to the toilet. But this has been, it's been fun as something different, as a kind of little inter-project project. Coming up next is going to be something quite interesting. I'll throw a trailer for it after this. It's a game I've done before on the channel, but it was literally the first thing I did on the channel ever, to the point where it wasn't very successful. I bet you most people watching this have never watched it. And good, don't go back and watch the original, because it's shite. But they remastered it, and I want to remaster my own Let's Play of it, in a sense, I suppose. So I'll throw a trailer up for that next, and I hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much, and good day.
Let's go!